Do you have a Porsche and you're looking to change the color of your keyless entry? If so, this video is for you. Please note this will only apply if you have this particular style of keyless entry. You will need a size 0 Phillips screwdriver, and I'm going to use this knife to help disassemble the remote. You might be able to get it with your fingernails. The first thing you're going to do is remove the physical key and then use that key to pop open the battery cover. And then we'll take the battery out. And then we'll take our knife, and I'm just going to carefully slide it in between the side panel of the remote and give a little prying motion. You can see it just pops off. Then we'll do the other side. Once those are removed, you may not have to remove this little screw and remove the key ring aspect of it, but I did find it was easier if I took that off. So we'll undo this tiny screw, and then we'll remove the key ring loop, and that's going to leave the little opening that you can get your fingernail under and pry up on the centerpiece. Centerpiece is a little bit challenging to remove, and it's held on with clips on each side where the buttons are. And I'm going to use this knife here just to try and open it up a little bit. Be real careful if you're going to use a knife. Obviously, you don't want to cut yourself, but you don't want to damage your keyless entry either. We'll rock it back and forth a little bit. And there we go. So you will also want to remove the rubber cover over the buttons, and in this case it came off with the plastic piece below. If it doesn't come off with this piece, it will be sitting there like this, and you're going to want to snap that free as well, because that plastic or the rubber buttons needs to seat around the base of this plastic piece. And if it isn't seated properly, then it's not going to go back together. Okay, here's our new keyless entry plastic, and we have a Porsche Macan that's white, so we're switching this keyless entry to match the Macan and also be white. So the first thing you're going to want to do is reattach the rubber buttons, or the rubber piece that goes over the buttons, to the little plastic housing. Make sure the skirt of the rubber is completely around the base of this plastic. This will help with keeping your remote splash proof. It may not be waterproof, but that'll help keep water out of your buttons. And then you're going to position the buttons inside the top plastic piece like this, and then you're going to reattach the plastic piece from the front. And I'm going to struggle with this for a moment because it doesn't quite line up, and I couldn't figure out why. But then I realized there's a little piece of plastic that's stuck in the groove from the old remote, and it wasn't allowing this to snap down. So once I realized that, I dug it out with the tip of that knife, and then it went back together just fine. Once the groove is clear, there's a little tab on the front of the new piece that needs to sit inside there, and then the rest you can just press into place. You might have to squeeze slightly on each side in order for the clips to match up and align. The center portion is definitely the most challenging. And if you didn't want to change the center out, you thought maybe it was too difficult, you could certainly just put on the side wings and it would be just fine, because those just snap on and off relatively easily. And once it's assembled and back together, we'll put the keyring loop back in. It just slides into place. Then we put the little screw back on. And if I remember right, this screwdriver is a size 0 Phillips. Then we'll put the battery back in, snap the battery cover back into place, and then put the physical key back in. And that's it. You've changed the color of your Porsche keyless entry.